One day, Saraya's mother called her daughter. "My daughter, your father-in-law wants you to take tea for him." Saraya said, "Mommy, I am not married to Ali yet. How can I go to their house?" Saraya's mother said, "I know, my beautiful daughter, but he called me from upstairs to send her tea. Now that Ali is not there, there is no need to chat. Send tea and come back soon." Ali's mother and sister went shopping, and I have to take a bath. Saraya said, "It's true, John's mother, I'm taking tea for Haji, John's father." Saraya said, "I said because of you that the neighbors don't talk again. He lives in the same apartment." Saraya made tea and placed it next to her from the chocolates that Ali had brought for her. Then she left her house, went upstairs and knocked on the door. As she was told, no one was home. Ali's father said, "Take the tea to the side room. The air is cold here." Saraya said okay and entered the room. Then Ali's father went in and closed the door. He was looking at Saraya strangely. The color of his eyes was different, but Saraya did not know what was behind that look. Saraya said, "I felt bad. I got a strange shock. I knew what the purpose of my future father-in-law. I moved towards the door of the room, and he also moved from behind the fog. I could not open the door. He was holding me tightly, playing with my body with his face and trying to touch my body with his hands. He used to do things with me that even Ali had not done with me yet. He strongly pulled me towards him, threw me on a cotton bed. He took off his clothes, threw himself on my side, and said, 'Just once, Saraya Saidi, am upset about the creation of a person.' This was not the person I knew. This was Ali's father, who I knew. He was respected by all the people in our building. He cannot be this devil. No, no, this was not a person, but the devil." Oh, I wanted to get away from him hands, and was looking for a way to escape when my eyes fell on the hot tea that I had prepared for this person to drink. Elle went to the tea. I poured the tea towards him, as if his hands and feet were burnt. He sighed and said, "I will not let it go. I will kill you." I opened the door of the room, but everywhere looked, the doors were closed. I shouted, "Please help me." I went to the kitchen, and he gave me lewd looks. Lust had taken over his entire being. I was running out of patience. I was losing myself. I began to believe that in front of me is not a human, but the Dajjal. He came closer, took my hand and kissed it. He said, "You set my heart on fire and but part of my hand and foot with tea. Calculate how to turn it off. Do you want to choose or come with me to turn it off?" I knew what his purpose was. I pushed him hard. He got nervous. He started beating me. My legs and back were in severe pain. Then I became numb, which means I was losing my physical strength little by little, because he tormented me so much. When he saw that my resistance or strength had decreased, he knelt there, and his lust was ignited again. I didn't move, I stared at him. I was afraid. Then I took a deep breath. I looked around. There was nothing. I saw no one again. This time, my eyes fell on the knife. With a little effort, I took the knife and plunged it into his chest. His eyes got bigger, tears came from his eyes. I felt that he saw me and King Azrael's anger. He was running away from the end. He was afraid of this. I saw a strange fear in his eyes. I pushed him away from me. I had forgotten my pains. I shouted loudly and said, "Oh my God!" I did not scream out of fear, nor out of spite. It was more like a comfort that I had a sense of power. The people opened the door with a voice. They were scared by the sight of the bloody body of that disgraced person, and my bloody hands, and the knife stuck in his chest. Oh, the commotion was rising. Someone called out that a thief has come. Another said, "Oh, what happened?" Another one, "Oh my God." In the same way, my mother came to me with a pale face, hugged me tightly and said, "What's wrong, my daughter?" I was just looked. But maybe I was in shock. Ali's reached their house with indescribable fear. Ali's sister shouted, "Father, Father." I slowly gathered my senses and noticed their questions. What happened? Who did? Are you well? Betty's answer. Ali held me in my arms and said, "My dear Soraya, who did this with my father, that you do not fear God?" Soraya said. I turned my eyes to Ali's face. I said, "Your father is not afraid of God." I smiled bitterly. Not the killer, but the victim, did not fear God. Everyone shut up with this sentence and did not speak. Ali shouted, "What do you want to say?" Oh, Soraya said, "Like him, I have done this without fear, and I killed him. Your father was not human. He wanted to attack me." Upon hearing this, Ali slapped my face hard. Then his sister ran to me and grabbed my hair. I told her that I was telling the truth. I say won't hide anything from you. I can't believe it either. He was very dirty, very dirty. Again, Ali got angry again. He wanted to take his sister away, argue with me, take revenge. Their mother means my mother-in-law. She stood in front of me, crying and afraid. She said, "Stop, stop." As if somehow he believed my words. Everyone was amazed. Maybe from his reaction. They felt that what I am saying is probably right. She was the only one who knew from the beginning what a bad person and be posted her husband was. He stared at me and didn't speak, but it was as if he wanted to hug me hard, or she didn't do anything. Just die himself from this shame and disgrace. An hour passed. I was put in jail. 6 months later, I had a meeting. It was Ali. I had the same old face, not him. He said hello in a pained voice. Then he stared at my face and said, "I'm sorry." Fafa. He left the words of the father in half and said, I couldn't believe that he would do that. I don't understand. God, I'm going crazy. I'm so ashamed. I'm tired of everything. With cold tears, Soraya said to Ali, be alive. And left Ali. Soraya says, I had the right to do that crime. I don't regret it at all. It was the best thing I ever did. Not only did I preserve my dignity, but I also saved the dignity of other girls who might be in danger because of her, or the curse of those who had ruined their lives. It was this revenge that was taken. I will leave the rest to God. Ali says, I was not close with my father, but I respected him a lot. He was a mysterious person. When I heard my mother's words after my father's death, I realized what kind of dirty blood I was born with. Oh, he even raped my mother. I hate myself. Soraya was released from prison after 6 months because the victim's family received the complaint and released him because of his defense that he had to defend himself. Then a year later, Ali fell in love with his first love, Soraya, and asked her to marry him. Soraya, who knew Ali's pure love and pure heart, traveled with him. Now he lives far from the eyes of people in one of the cities of Asia.